Sometimes trinomials don't fit the format ax squared plus bx plus c, but they can still be factored using the methods that we've talked about. These trinomials are in quadratic form, and some of the examples are behind me on the board. Sometimes these will have multiple variables. Other times the powers will be different. Instead of x squared and x, I might have x to the fourth and x squared. However, all of these trinomials can still be factored into two binomial pieces. These all have a leading coefficient of 1, just for simplicity's sake, so let's factor them using our patterns. X to the fourth minus 9x squared plus 18. The only difference from factoring a trinomial x squared plus bx plus c is that here my factors must begin with x squared. Then I'll answer this question: what numbers multiply to make 18 and add to make negative 9? They multiply to 18, they add to negative 9. That's minus 6 and minus 3. So that completes my factors. Here's the factored form. The next example, a to the fourth, b to the fourth, plus 11a squared b squared minus 26. As I think about beginning each of these factors, I want to begin each one with a squared b squared. A squared b squared. That's exactly half of the exponent that I see here. Another way of saying it is a squared b squared is the square root of this beginning variable piece. Now for the coefficients, the numbers, to finish out these factors, let's ask what numbers multiply to negative 26 and add to 11. In this case, that's going to be plus 13 minus 2. Plus 13 minus 2. Here's our factors. Slightly different format, a squared minus 3ab plus 2b squared. Let's think about how to set this one up. Each of these binomial factors has to begin with a. Each of them also has to end with b. Notice this b squared term at the end here. That's supposed to be the product of the last terms in our factors. So each one will end with b, and then to fill in some coefficients for b, let's ask what numbers multiply to 2 and add to negative 3. Here it's going to be minus 2 minus 1. And we have our factors. One more example similar to the one above it. X squared minus 3xy minus 10y squared. Let's set up these factors. Each factor begins with x. Each factor ends with y because of this y squared. And let's fill in coefficients by asking what numbers multiply to negative 10 and add to negative 3. That's going to be minus 5 and positive 2. Those can be written in either order here. Here are the factors. So these take a little more creativity in setting up the variable part of the binomial factors to match what we see in our original trinomial. But in terms of the coefficients, all of the patterns are exactly the same as what we saw with the simpler trinomial examples.